Welcome back, Miami Hurricane fans. Hit that like and subscribe if you like this video. We have just hired our defensive coordinator, and his name is Corey Hetherman, and he is the Big Ten Minnesota, not Vikings, but Minnesota University defensive coordinator. This is an excellent pickup, and I'm telling you right now, I think that the Miami Hurricanes will be better than they were last year, just because of, we got a quarterback. I think he's very similar to Cam Ward in the fact that he can really be very good if we unlock his potential. And like I said, he wasn't horrible last year. It was 28 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. He just threw a lot of picks and unopportune times. But now, Corey Hetherman, so when you look at what he did for Minnesota this year, facing, Penn State and Iowa and a lot of these different teams, besides, I think it was Iowa, every team was under 23 points. Every single team, including Penn State. Penn State won by 1 point against them and basically held everybody to around 23-ish and under points. Nobody really scored that many points against him. And honestly, he was top 10 in a couple categories, like scoring, I think it's scoring per game and a couple other categories that I cannot remember. But the reality of, basically having Corey Hetherman as the defense coordinator, when you look back at the Miami Hurricanes, so Minnesota finished 9th nationally in 2024, allowing 16.9 points per game, 4th permitting at 285 total yards per game, 12th for 109 rushing yards per game, and 9th with opponents gaining 285 passing yards per game. It was nearly a mirror image of Miami when, if you look back at the, what the heck was that one season? Our offense was just straight garbage, and our defense with the turnover chain basically carried us the entire way. This dude, what he's bringing, and this is what I found so strange, is with this hires, or with the last hire with Lance Guidry or whatever his name was, because Miami's defense was what was carrying them the entire time going throughout these different years. The quarterbacks really they slumped whenever they played good teams. The defense is what kept us in it over and over again. So having that defense with Cam Ward really sucked. When we get this guy, he was probably one of the hottest coaches, the hottest candidates out there right now, because he's a young guy. He's really intelligent, really has turned this Minnesota defense around, because Minnesota was trash for a while. And he's basically, like I said, holding teams to almost every single team, including a lot of the top Big Ten teams, under 20-ish points a game, 23 points a game. Minnesota, not the greatest team, but you can imagine what he's going to do with all the talent that we have on this team, and what he's going to come in and bring. He's got that, it's very similar to what the Hurricanes had when they had the turnover chain, and we were just hitting people in the mouth, picking, everyone off, and then causing fumbles, and we had all those safeties for a couple years, and the corners, the guy that plays for the Bears, forgot his name. It's very similar to that style of defense, which makes me really excited, because this dude is going to bring a different philosophy to this defensive game. Most of the games that we had this year, Miami's defense looked almost confused. The Miami Hurricanes defense looked basically lost every single game that I watched them. They seemed to have no idea where to be, and it wasn't even against really good teams. It was against UCLA or I don't know, Louisville, Louisville was pretty good this year, but you know what I mean. It seemed like every single game they almost looked lost, they had no clue where to be on the field. This is going to be a completely 180 with this guy, Weatherman or Hetherman. Corey he's going to bring that toughness back to the Miami Hurricanes defense, and I don't want to get my hopes up too much, but I'm getting my hopes up, because, dude, having freaking Carson Beck on the offense with C.J. Daniels and a couple of other receivers that we're gonna go over in later videos on who we have, with Jordan Lyle in the backfield and having that decent offensive line, that's gonna be set. Then going to the other side, and you have the Minnesota coordinator having Ruben Bain and Mark Barron, I think his name is, just going crazy on the quarterback with our cornerback shutting everybody down, picking like it's gonna be, bro. I don't want to get my hopes up, but I think there's a lot to look forward to coming into this season. I think Mario Cristobal has done a great job in this offseason. At first, I was questioning it because, a couple people left. But it's kind of something you have to get used to with the transfer portal. It's like people are going to come in and go. It's just depending on, it's like a 1-year free agency. It's you sign someone for 1 year, and if they want to stay, they stay. If they don't, they don't. But, picking up Carson Beck, picking up Corey Hetherman, I'm telling you, this team looks legit right now. Like, Minnesota's defense was baller, and they were in the Big Ten. They were facing pretty decent running teams, passing teams. I mean, we have a defense now. I personally think we have a defense now. This is going to be a young up-and-coming defensive coordinator that really is hungry to prove that he, deserves to move up in the ranks. And I think he's going to showcase that with Miami's defense this year. Great hire. Man. Great hire. I mean, crazy. Carson Beck and then this guy. This team looks legit next year. As always, guys, it's all about the U. Love you all.